Hello and welcome wherever you are. This is Zero Fiat's Vertcoin update of the week for March 18th, 2014.
Well, it's about time you got here.
Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty. Are you listening to me?
Oh, it's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
Today, there is a lack of confidence in our financial system.
But we're not going to solve it with business as usual.
There is no try.
Current mining difficulty of Vertcoin is 109.96, down 59.89% from last week. The current price of Vertcoin is 1.4 millibits, down from 2.05 with a market cap of $2,166,260. The current price of Bitcoin is 62.1 cents per millibit, making the US dollar price of Vertcoin 87 cents.
Hello and welcome back. My name is Jay Steckervetz, also known as Zero Fiat. This is my Vertcoin update of the week. Before I get started, I just want to say I had the opportunity to talk to a member of the development team for Vertcoin, and he kindly corrected me that it's not Vertcoin as in the French pronunciation, but it's Vertcoin as in vertical. And that's where we all hope it's going to go. Coming up on this week's show, news from bongocoin.com and the Vault of Satoshi, along with our first ever interview with Adrien Lemaire of coinsmanager.com, and more. Stay tuned. Earlier this week, I came across a site called bongocoin.com. They let you purchase products from any online retailer using Vertcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Although I haven't tried it out personally, the process does look simple. Copy and paste the product link into their form, fill out the listed price and which crypto you wish to use to make the purchase. They even have a nice calculator built into the site. Fill out your shipping details and transfer your coins to the address they generate for you, and they will make the purchase on your behalf. They state that due to volatility, they'll notify you if the amount of coins needed to make your purchase has changed and give you the option to either transfer the needed balance, wait for the price to change, or cancel your order. No word on whether they'll refund you the difference if the price changes in your favor, but they do say that should an item need to be returned, they will refund your coins after the process is completed, waiving or reducing any fees if the return was because of a fault on their end. This all being said, I still have a few questions about the service and have sent them an invitation to be interviewed for an upcoming podcast. In the meantime, if anyone has used the service, please drop me an email and tell me about your experience so I can pass it on to our listeners. It's still worth a look, but always evaluate your own risks before using any service. That website again is bongocoin.com. Vertcoin is heading to the Vault of Satoshi this week. While being added to another exchange is always good, it probably comes with mixed emotions from those of us here in the U.S. Some of you may remember that on March 6th, the Canadian-based exchange stopped crypto to fiat trading for those of us south of the border, citing warnings from Bitcoin Foundation and Charlie Shrem. They also say that FinCEN compliance is nearly impossible for a Canadian-based company, as the Bureau will not accept printed forms, has no pathway for a Canadian business to comply, and rejects any electronic communication from an IP outside the U.S. Now, even though they're not yet required to jump through these hoops, they're trying to be one step ahead of the man for whatever the future might bring. In the meantime, the Vault of Satoshi says it's closely monitoring the situation in the United States and is actively looking into methods to relaunch, perhaps on a state-by-state basis. They also say that in the future, they are going to be bringing coin-to-coin trading, which is a slight triumph for those of us here in the U.S., as we will be able to trade in between different cryptocurrencies, just not to U.S. or Canadian dollars. So I'm sitting down with Adrien Lemaire of CoinsManager.com. For those of you that have never checked it out, CoinsManager.com allows you to put in the public addresses of all your wallets from various coins and be able to get a nice idea of what your collective portfolio is. Adrien, thank you very much for being with us. How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks for inviting me.
Not a problem. What gave you the idea of Coins Manager?
Well, I had a lot of wallets and addresses. I invested on a few alternate coins, and it became quickly hard to manage everything. So I searched for online portfolio, and there's a few of them actually, but none who really does what I wanted. Like you have to enter manually your transactions or number of coin balance. So because we can actually get everything from the blockchain, I decided to make my own application where you only need to add your public address and it figures out everything for you and keep track of it.
So it uses all public addresses, which means that it's perfectly safe for anyone to just put their wallet address in.
Yeah, of course, we are not storing any private key. Yeah.
The site looks great so far. So where do you pull your prices from?
I'm using Bitcoin average to get the Bitcoin price from fiat currencies, and then I'm using crypto coin charts to get the price in Bitcoin for alternative.
Do you have any plans for implementing APIs from other exchanges such as Beecher or Cryptsy so people can get their balances from those as well?
So yeah, we will soon actually add a feature to allow users to pull their addresses from exchanges and then to keep track of it, because some exchanges use virtual addresses. So if you try to copy the public address from that exchange into Bitcoin, into Coins Manager, it will not work. You need to use this exchange API. And after, we plan on hosting our own ledgers and building our own API for all the integrated coins. But this will require a lot of resources and expensive infrastructure. So we will need some donation for this.
Well, we'll see what we can do about that. Earlier today, I tweeted you and said that you really needed to add Vertcoin to your list. And about 40 minutes later, boom, it was up. Was this something you were planning on doing already? Or?
No, actually it took me 30 minutes to install the Vertcoin wallet and get an address. And then it took me 5 minutes to implement it because we wrote some generic code that works on all coins. And then all you need is to create a new file for Vertcoin and add the name, the code, and the URL. And then if it uses a classic API that is app, then it works automatically. So it was very fast. And actually, we made some screencasts because we are relying on contributions. And so people who want to start helping out can start by integrating a coins. It's very easy. They just need to follow the YouTube video and do what it says. Very easy.
Yeah, I've heard that some people have already donated to you from the Vertcoin community.
Yeah, that's very nice. And actually, if you don't want to stay anonymous, you should tell us who you are, because we will soon integrate gamification elements, and we want to reward and thank donors and contributors. So please let me know who you are.
I'm sure they will. So any future plans you care to divulge?
Yeah, so right now we are focusing on getting this basic application out. So just what I need. I'm my first user, you know, so I want something that tracks all my coins and that works well and fast. And then when this is done, we have plans to integrate gamification elements and many other ideas, like allow user to have public profile if they want, to share their public addresses with other people when you want a payment or whatever, or even games. We want to start playing with the colored coin and do some cool stuff with this.
That sounds pretty neat. So, do you come from a mining background, or have you invested in cryptocurrencies in the past?
Yeah, I'm traveling a lot, so I don't have any server. I'm just doing for fun on my computer, but on my laptop it doesn't do much. But then, yeah, I invested a bit. Unfortunately, maybe at the wrong time, and I lost some coins on Mongox. Can't be helped.
So, any insights you have on the future alternative currencies, Vertcoin, other altcoins, Bitcoin?
Well, right now it's not going so well, but I'm still positive and optimist. I believe the world will embrace cryptocurrencies in the future. Maybe not Bitcoin, I don't know, maybe another one. But yeah, I love the cryptocurrencies, and I will keep doing projects and learning more about it.
Well, thank you very much, Adrien, for being here. Really appreciate you taking the time to talk to the Vertcoin community about what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Not a problem. For those of you that want to check it out, go to coinsmanager.com and you can see Adrien's site all for yourself. If you haven't checked it out already, take a look at vertcoinmarket.com. There's some very interesting campaigns over there for the community. One of the campaigns that really just struck my eye, there's a marathon runner who wants to run in this year's upcoming Berlin and Space Coast marathons and is willing to wear the Vertcoin logo in all green just to get the word out for the community. Again, that's vertcoinmarket.com. I wanted to take a few minutes and give a message to my fellow Vertons. You know, this past week certainly hasn't been our shining moment as prices jump and fall, and some of you may be thinking it's time to dump and get rid of your remaining VTC while you can. You know, we're going to see this sort of thing in market action from time to time. Bitcoin's been through it. A lot of other coins have been through it as well. You know, the point is that I'd really be much more afraid to see this coin stagnating and just sitting at a certain price. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But, you know, it's not really about up or down. It still comes down to the fact that there's people willing to buy. There's people that are willing to join us to place Vertcoin in their future. And, you know, there are people out there who don't want to see this coin succeed. They're looking at it from a multitude of different aspects, you know, financial aspects, just for the fact that they have a bias for another market. What they fail to see, though, is that Vertcoin is more than, you know, just a cryptocurrency. It's the community. This community is made up of people like you. Some of them are curious, some are speculative, some are dreaming about creating history in the cryptosphere. You know, I'm just proud to include myself in this community. I decided to start a podcast based on a crypto that I feel really strongly represents the future direction of this technology. You know, not the crypto that's number 1 or 2 or hell, even 3. It's kind of an unpopular choice for someone to take a large amount of their week and piece together news and information about Vertcoin. But, you know, as far as some are concerned, this is just another altcoin that's destined for the heap and that I'm wasting my time, that there's no profit to be had. But, you know what, here's the shocker. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for the community that I feel strongly about. I truly believe that we can succeed if we just come together and amass our strength. You know, show the world that we have the resiliency to weather any storm. There's a lot of great things in store for Vertcoin, with a lot of highly talented people behind them. You know, I guess in closing, my message is to my fellow Vertons: don't lose hope, don't lose faith, don't let them kick you while you're down. Our moment to show the world what we truly are is often a not so distant future. You know, we should not copy, but we should innovate. We should set new standards for all cryptocurrencies to follow. And, you know, it's the Vertcoin community's duty to make sure that we keep our eyes focused on bringing these sort of innovations in technology to an uncertain world with an unwritten future. Thanks again to Adrien Lemaire for dropping by and giving us a great interview. That wraps up the show for the week. Again, my name is Jay Steckervetz, also known as Zero Fiat, to those of you on VertcoinForum.com, Reddit, and Twitter. Thanks again for taking the time to listen. I look forward to our next time together. If you have any questions you'd like answered on the air, fan mail, hate mail, or have newsworthy information you'd like to pass my way, drop me an email at illicit@gmail.com. That's ILLICIT and the letter U. If you'd like to support the show, look for our tipping address in the show notes on illicitunderground.org, Stitcher, YouTube, or wherever else you might be listening from. I wish you the best.
Well, it's about time you got here.
Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty.
Are you listening to me? Oh, it's down there somewhere. Let me take another look.
Greed, for lack of a better word, is good.
Today, there is a lack of confidence in our financial system.
But we're not going to solve it with business as usual.
There is no try. 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 There is no.
This has been a production of illicitunderground.org. Any views expressed by the host or by the guests are purely speculative and meant only for information purposes.